Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of the Lifelong Learning Center podcast, the 20 Years, 20 Voices, the stories from the Lifelong Learning Center. My name is Antonio. I'm the Adult Learners Officer and Project Manager in the LLC, and today I'm joined by wonderful colleague Greg Tidswell. Hi, Greg, how are you?
Hi, Antonio. Thank you for having me. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm good, thank you. I'm looking forward to our chat this afternoon. Thank you so much for dedicating some time for this.
Thank you.
So, shall we dive straight into the interview, Greg?
Yes. What's your first question for me?
The first question would be, would you mind introducing yourself to our listeners, what your role at the Lifelong Learning Center is, how long you've been here, and a little bit about what you do, the amazing things you do at the LLC?
Yeah, of course. So, hi, everyone. I'm Greg, and I teach on our part-time and full-time business courses here at the Lifelong Learning Center. I also help with our relationship with CMI, and CMI is the Chartered Management Institute. They provide external qualifications that we have on some of our programs, and we also have a kind of mapped degree apprenticeship with the Chartered Management Institute as well. I also work across a number of different areas supporting the centre in terms of our sustainability obligations, and I also sit and help and support our students as they sort of join university for the first time. So it's a very varied role. I get to do a lot of things, and I get to speak to a lot of different people, and it's very exciting. Never a dull moment, as they say.
Oh, fantastic. And it sounds incredibly varied, but also lots of important work happening both in the classroom and across the centre with different teams of colleagues.
Yeah, and I've been here now for 3 years. It was just my 3-year birthday this last month, just gone in November. So it feels like it's gone incredibly quick. I don't know if you feel the same as well, Antonio, that once you start working here, just because you're having such a great time and you're getting on with so many different things, you turn around and you've been here for 3 years and you don't know where the time's gone.
Well, firstly, congratulations on the 3-year anniversary at the Lifelong Learning Center, Greg. And yeah, I think it's because it's such purpose-driven work, or at least I feel that in my experience, that's purpose-driven. So yeah, the times passes by quite quickly. You look and you're like, okay, next event. It's really exciting. And again, in my case as well, the work is very varied, and I love that. I get to connect and work alongside different colleagues, communities, obviously, students. So it's lovely to get an opportunity. And you and I recently worked together as well on producing a video for the Business Management and Leadership part-time course, which was fantastic.
Yes, it was. And you know, it's things like that, Antonio, you know, pushing myself outside of my comfort zone and doing new things. And that's things that we don't just expect of our students, but, you know, we expect of ourselves as well. So, you know, challenging our own assumptions about what we think we can and what we can't do as well is a really great thing of working here.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I echo that fully. All right, then. Second question.
Yes.
During these 3 years, I would imagine there are lots of memories, but would it be one that you perhaps see as a highlight, one special moment here? And if there is one, why would that be a highlight of your time at the LLC?
That's a very tough question, that, Antonio. I guess it's difficult to kind of pinpoint an exact moment, but I think as soon as you said that, something popped in my mind of quite recently. We'd worked on the Adult Learner Autumn School, which is a 3-day, as I'm sure you're aware, Antonio, but for the people that might not be aware, it's a 3-day sort of event / kind of teaching / experience / opportunity for potential applicants or potential students or people that are just wanting to dip their toes into trying education again. And it allows us to, across those 3 days, to test out a few different topics. So obviously, as a lecturer in business, I provided a session where we talked about marketing, and we talked about customer behaviour as well, and the psychology behind how and why we buy things. And that seemed to be received really well. They tested out a lot of different topics, but right at the end of these 3 days, when the students had completed their 3-day experience with us, we kind of had a little ceremony at the end, which was kind of a mini graduation kind of awards giving ceremony, where we shared cake and shared stories of those 3 days, and people got awarded a certificate. And it was just really nice. And I think sometimes we forget to celebrate those milestones because we are moving so fast in life, and that goes for everybody. And, you know, just taking stock to appreciate those moments of achievement was really good. And especially when it comes to our mature learners, and, you know, they experience a lot of self-doubt, and, you know, they can feel disconnected from those academic environments. So celebrating some of those milestones, even if they are big or small, it kind of helps our students to potentially reduce that anxiety and foster that sense of belonging as well. And I guess I hear a lot as well of people saying, I'm too old for this. You know, I've done my education, or it's not my time. And, you know, by encouraging that celebration of those sort of milestones, it reminds them that, you know, learning is lifelong and that they do deserve to be here and take up space. So I think for me, it was just really nice to experience those students feeling celebrated in a space that they might not have felt celebrated in before. And I think that connects again what we were saying to that purpose-driven sort of focus that we have here at the centre that makes this work so meaningful for us, because we hold those values close to everything that we do here. So seeing that actually in action, I think, just reminded me of how great some of the work is that we do here. Did that answer your question, Antonio? I feel like I went on a bit of a side.
No, it was lovely to hear. And I think we spoke about this before. The Autumn School is one of the first events I actually supported when I joined the team about 18 months ago. So it has a special place in my heart as well. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic event for people to really sort of experience a little bit of the university spaces and the teaching, and obviously what we do at the Lifelong Learning Centre and all the support for mature students here and prospective mature students as well. So I find it always very special, and those conversations again with the participants are special. You see sort of this journey over 3 days to be quite impactful, and they're very nourishing and really fantastic conversations. So thank you for joining us at the last one, and for delivering a taste there as well for the participants. And it was lovely to see you and the rest of the colleagues as well engage in such meaningful conversations.
No, it's a pleasure, and it's hopefully something that you'll have me back to do again next time, because I really did enjoy it. And I think, you know, you just said there something around seeing that transformation of our students, and really did across those 3 days. They were like different people. You know, that our potential students and community partners that came to that event, they were just completely different at the end of it. Their perspective on things, their drive and their focus and their motivation was just completely different. So I think it's that enabling people to feel like they can do it as well is a really great bonus of that autumn school.
Yeah, indeed. Very empowering in a way. Okay, then we neatly move then to our last question, which is if you could describe the Lifelong Learning Centre in 3 words, what words would you choose and why?
Thanks, Antonio. That's a really good question, actually. And the first word that kind of comes to my mind is supportive. And I think it's kind of the main aim of the whole team here to try and create a really supportive environment. And that's kind of not just the straightforward tutor student support. That's kind of that overall pre-entry, coming through to the system of application, actually attending the classes and the support that you get to complete your studies. And then even beyond that as well, as you go into graduation and become an alumni of the university, that kind of supportive network of other previous and current students, but then also that careers advice, careers support to make sure that you can sort of reach that full potential. And I guess that kind of leads me on to my second word, which is aspirational. I think that's a really important word that we use quite a lot here in the centre, because I think the kind of students that we support are usually mature learners or people from underrepresented backgrounds, and coming to a university can be quite scary. And I think if we use our supportive networks to promote this as a really aspirational task, as something that they can achieve, and they can see a future for themselves in something that they may never have been able to recognise before, I think that's something that we can really take away as a great positive for the centre. And I think as well, there's kind of an aspiration to studying at a really well-known university as well, and coming through the Lifelong Learning Centre and having those alternative routes to a more aspirational and really well-known institution, I think can be a really positive step in someone's life, and especially our mature learner's life as well. I guess the final word that I would use is welcoming. And I feel this every day as I walk through the reception area of our centre, and we've got a great reception team. So, you know, not even stepping through the door to speak to a tutor yet, you're talking to our reception staff, and they're just so great at making that space feel approachable, making it feel like it's a space where you are welcomed and that you belong here. Because belonging is really important to us here at the university, because we want to make you feel part of our community. And I think having that welcoming nature, that first step of interaction with us as an institution or as a university, if you feel welcomed, you're going to be automatically more vulnerable. You're automatically going to be able to engage more meaningfully with the support, the guidance, and of course, the learning that can take place here at the centre. I guess that's my main 3 words, Antonio. Hopefully that answers your question, but thank you very much for having me.
Oh, no, it's what beautiful 3 words, and they really resonate with me as well. Even just as a colleague, when I joined the centre, the sense of really welcoming atmosphere and approach from everybody. And as you say, it creates such a friendly and supportive environment where people can really then feel maybe comfortable to be themselves, hopefully, and really engage with your opportunities, activities, learning in a very sort of really invested way and positive way. So yes, thank you so much, Greg, for these wonderful words, and also thank you for dedicating time for this interview today, and sharing a little bit of your journey in the Lifelong Learning Centre so far. And for our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in today. We really hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope you'll continue to follow this podcast series. We continue to interview students, current students, alumni, and colleagues in the following months. So please do tune in again if you can. And thank you, everyone, and have a lovely rest of your day and week.